Welcome to my very first Borderlands 3 list video. Today, we're going to be going over 5 super helpful tips that are going to help you progress through the game. So whether you're new to the series or a returning Vault Hunter, there's going to be something new to learn in today's video.
Number 1.
This is a super helpful tip coming to respecking. If you're like me and you want to try new skill tree builds, you may find yourself respecking quite often. And whenever I went up to the machine, the price kept on changing and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Sometimes it was cheaper, sometimes it was more expensive. And it turns out the cost to respec is 10% of whatever your current money is. If you're saving up for an expensive SDU upgrade, you're probably going to be sitting on a lot of cash. So 10% of that total value is going to be a pretty expensive cost to respec. But if you spend all of your cash so you're nearly broke, 10% of like $1,000 is going to be practically nothing. In the background gameplay, look at how much money I have here in the cost to respec. So I go spend some money, I have a significantly less amount now, and now look at the cost to respec. Compared to what it just was, it is significantly lower. If there's one thing to take away from this, before you respec your skill tree, spend all of your money so that way it is going to be as cheap as possible.
Number 2.
This is room decorations, and my friends and I didn't catch on to this until we actually beat our first playthrough. So when you're on Sanctuary, you're going to notice that there's these 4 doors. Now if you have 4 people in your game, all 4 of these will be unlocked and each player will have a designated room for them. So walking into this room here, this is mine, and you can actually showcase weapons on the walls. If you want to buy some new decorations, you can go down to Crazy Earl and spend Iridium on that. So in my little bedroom here, I have some neon signs to make it as bright as possible, and then on my wall I only have 1 shield. For all the legendaries I don't use, I usually sell them, and for my favorite legendaries, I usually have them equipped. So I think it's a little bit counterintuitive to put my favorite loot on the wall, considering that's probably the loot I'm using. And one more thing I want to mention about this room, this is actually the area that has the bank, so if you ever want to store some loot here, that can also be super helpful. And a little bit of a bonus here, since we're on the topic of decorating, I was reading some posts on Reddit, and a lot of people don't actually know how to equip weapon skins. So if you pull up your inventory and inspect the item, at the bottom of your screen, it's going to tell you which button to press to apply a skin. It's pretty straightforward, but it can be very tedious if you're trying to apply a skin to your whole loadout.
Number 3.
If you need some new loot and you're on a time crunch, head to Athenas and work your way up to this area right here. There's actually a boss called the Chupacabra, and he drops a legendary almost every single time, and if he doesn't drop a legendary, then the odds are he'll probably drop a purple or some uniques. So you head to this area once, kill him, you save and exit, and when you continue the game, it doesn't start you at the very beginning of this area. It's actually going to spawn you in literally 10 seconds away from this boss. So you can kill him once, exit to the main menu, start the game back up, kill him again, rinse and repeat. He drops a boatload of legendaries, he drops a bunch of purples, a bunch of uniques. So if you're just trying to get some loot pretty quickly, I highly recommend you farm this boss.
Number 4.
This one is pretty basic, but it's coming to the fast travel. So when I started my first playthrough, I didn't realize that you can literally travel anywhere on the map without actually being on a fast travel machine. Now I'm sure all my viewers watching this already know this tip, so we're gonna take it a little bit further. On top of being able to travel anywhere, you can actually fast travel to vehicles as well. So this can save you loads of time, because let's say you're parked far away from a vehicle and you want to get back to it quickly because it's near an objective point. You can literally pull up the map and travel to your vehicle. And while we're speaking of vehicles, you can actually have 3 different custom layouts. You can have 1 spot for the basic car, 1 spot for the technical, and then you can also save a vehicle slot for the General Grievous ship. I know this tip in particular was pretty basic, but when transportation is so huge in Borderlands, if you didn't know it, it's gonna help you out tremendously.
Number 5.
This was actually something I just figured out the other day. I finished the main story on regular Vault Vault Hunter mode, and I started my second playthrough on true Vault Hunter mode, and to my surprise, everything kind of carries over. And what I mean by that is, let's say you explored a whole map on regular Vault Hunter mode. When you get to that same map location on true Vault Hunter mode, you're gonna have the whole map already explored. You're not gonna have to rediscover areas, you're not gonna have to recollect echoes. Anything you did on the map in the first playthrough, that is gonna be identical to the second playthrough. Now that was number 5 in the final tip for today's video. If you made it this far, you clearly enjoyed it, so leave a like down below. But guys, this has been Eclihpse. Thank you for watching, and peace out.